Yes,
Well,
Mr. Chairman.
Well, on this side, Mr. Manzullo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In 1948, my father opened a grocery store on the southeast side of Rockford, Illinois, an area that was populated by people coming out of displaced persons camps in Eastern Europe after World War II, and people coming from Arkansas because of a monstrous agriculture failure. They came north looking for jobs in manufacturing. And to the hundreds of those families there, Dad extended them credit to buy groceries. He grub-staked them. Every family had a little book with a piece of carbon paper, and on Friday, the breadwinner would come in and he would pay the bill. My father was my hero. He understood people as America used to understand people. And today, what is the reaction of Congress? Just pass another bill, just have another agency. In fact, when I started practicing law in 1971, I could close a real estate transaction in 20 minutes. Then it came along the great consumer protection legislation called RESPA, which has been has done nothing to protect the consumer, because now it's mounds and mounds and mounds of paper, stacks high, it takes 2 hours to close. The consumer is less protected because of all the laws that are out there. And the reason we're in this mess today is very simple. When credit was easy, the very people that are pushing this bill said you can't stop the easy credit because people have a right to own a house. And that right became an entitlement. And that's what brought down everything in this country today. And so here we are today thinking that there's a difference between protection of a consumer and soundness and safety of our financial institutions. The two are the same. What is sound and safe for the institution should be sound and safe for the consumer. Think about it. Who out there actually is put into a position of advantage because of giving a loan to somebody that the person can't pay? Everybody loses. And in the end, it bleeds right on through to the economy. Now there's a new agency that says, just another agency. Just another $400 million coming from here. Just another group to come up with charging fees and assessments, and our problems are going to be solved. What makes the American people think that this new agency will be free of the political pull of the different groups in Washington? It's just another group. It's just another agency. And you can take a look at what's going on. Regulation after regulation. I was raised in small business. My brother ran a small restaurant for 41 years. You can talk to him about inspector after inspector after inspector. They didn't know what they were doing. They had a mission. They had a mission. And you know what the mission resulted in? He closed his restaurant, along with thousands of others. I received a call from John Wolf. He's a Chevrolet dealer in Belvedere, Illinois. And he said, Don, we can't take anymore. Who is the consumer in this case? Is it John Wolf that runs the Chevrolet dealership? Is the person who buys it? Is it the people in Washington? John Wolf says, I've never had a problem with credit. I've never had a problem with people coming in there and saying there's something wrong with your documents. But you know what Washington's answer is? More documents, more regulations, more bureaucrats. And why would we want to separate the consumer from the soundness and safety of our financial institutions? The consumer invests in these financial institutions. The consumer, through his or her IRA, is a beneficiary of the stock of the bank. And now we're going to have these lines of separation. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to have a further collapse, because now you won't have the people that are protecting the consumer and also protecting the rest of us who are not consumers of a particular situation at odds with each other. I mean, here this committee is ready to give the Federal Reserve the power to be the super regulator, but says, but just a second. I don't think we should give you the power to sit on a committee with the rest of the people trying to protect the institutions and the consumers and have the ability to pass regulations yourself. Mr. Chairman, the Republican substitute makes sense, and we should adopt it.
The gentleman